Everything is made up of cells. Plants, animals, even you. But you probably already knew this, right? However, if you're curious about how cells are produced or how you're able to heal yourself after an abrasion, keep on watching. The process of cell division is called mitosis. Mitosis occurs in a series of steps: prophase, metaphase, anaphase, and telophase, or PMAT to keep it simple. Before the cell divides, it has to undergo interphase. Interphase is the process where a cell makes a copy of itself. Think of interphase as a photocopier. After interphase comes prophase. Prophase is a stage where chromosomes are visible. During prophase, little structures called centrioles move to opposite ends of the cell. As this happens, thread-like spindle fibers form, connecting the centrioles together, sort of like a bridge. The next stage is metaphase. During metaphase, the duplicated chromosomes line up in the center of the cell, while each centromere attaches to two spindle fibers. The centromeres then divide during the next stage, anaphase. The identical chromosomes are divided up into two equivalent groups, and they then move to opposite sides of the cell. The last phase of mitosis is called telophase. In this phase, the spindle fibers gradually disappear. This is when the chromosomes start to uncoil. The two separate masses of chromosomes develop its own nuclear membrane, forming two new nuclei in the process. After this, the cell splits into two. The process of one cell splitting into two is known as cytokinesis. The two cells are diploid cells because they both still have 46 chromosomes each. Now you know how mitosis works and why it's used. Now we're going to talk about meiosis. Meiosis is basically the same process as mitosis, except the process repeats itself twice with both daughter cells. So instead of ending up with 2 cells, you end up with 4 cells. The difference between mitosis and meiosis is that the process of mitosis produces body cells, or somatic cells, for healing and growing, while the process of meiosis produces sex cells, or gametes. This is why cells that underwent mitosis are diploid cells, with only 46 chromosomes, while cells that underwent meiosis become diploid cells with only 23 chromosomes. Meiosis is important because it provides organisms that reproduce sexually the cells they need. Mitosis is beneficial because it helps the body, whether it's a body of a plant or an animal, regenerate after injury. It's also beneficial to all living things because it helps the living things grow and mature. Mitosis is beneficial because it helps the body, whether it's a body of a plant or animal, regenerate after injury. It's also beneficial to all living things because it helps the living things grow and mature. Mitosis is also important because it lets cells that reproduce asexually reproduce quickly. Meiosis is important because meiosis practically mix and match genes together, which as a result produces more diverse offspring. 2 parents could have 3 children that look nothing like each other because their gene patterns were arranged differently. Meiosis is also important because it gives offspring a chance to not catch certain genetic diseases that their parent or parents may have. Although mitosis has many benefits, it also has setbacks. For one thing, cells that reproduce asexually and undergo mitosis have an increased risk of extinction. If one cell lags behind with certain survival skills and they reproduce asexually, that cell species would most likely go extinct much faster. Also, the offsprings that result after mitosis are identical to their parents, meaning that the whole species lack diversity. Meiosis also have disadvantages too. For example, offsprings aren't produced as quickly. Also, with the more complex organisms, it's harder to reproduce at all. Overall, mitosis and the meiosis are both essential to everyday life. Even with their cons, we have to thank mitosis and meiosis for our current existence today.